Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the drivers' meeting. I want to go over a few things. If we could settle in, please. Thank you, thank you. All right. So, first of all, welcome to the Vernon qualifying event. We have 26 teams here, which already tells us one thing. We're going to have to move very fast through the matches, right? We want to get all the matches and the playoffs done in time. We have to move at a very fast pace, so make sure that you're using your Nexus system. Make sure you're aware when your matches are, and please be on time, right? Everything's going to move kind of fast, so make sure you're ready to move fast with us. All right, a few things for the on the outside of the fields, right? We are certainly happy to talk to you if you have a question about a match. If you do that, we do ask or require you have one person on your team that's doing the talking that is a student, and then you could have a second person that is there just to listen along to make sure we understand and make sure when you leave, you understand what the discussion was about. So please, we look for two people only with one person doing the talking. And again, we don't want to see any pictures on your phone. We don't want to see any videos on your phone. We don't want to see any of that. We're just going to discuss the rules. But we are happy to do that, right? If you are getting penalized and you're not sure why, that's a good time to use the question box so we can go over that with you. All right, artifacts leaving the field. As I hope all of you know, when you're in the driver's station, you could only have 6 artifacts there. Any more than that is a penalty. And you do have to understand, if you're over here and you're the Red Alliance, you are getting the artifacts when the blue team misses. So you might not be fully aware of the artifacts that are leaving the field that are getting brought to you. Our field resetters will try and tell you, hey, we are adding artifacts to your box, right? They're going to let you know if you're paying attention when it's happening. But it is your job to make sure that you do not have artifacts over the number 6, right? You can't have more than that during the regular play. As long as you're adding them, as long as we see that you're trying to add them, it won't be a penalty. But if they're just sitting there, then you get a penalty every 3 seconds. So please be aware. Yeah, it includes anything off the field, right? Anything outside the field. You can't have more than 6 outside the field. Safety glasses. All warnings have been given for safety glasses. It's nice to see. Most people don't need warnings anymore. But me and Linnea will be periodically making trips through the pit area. If we catch you without safety glasses, that is students or adults, then we will be very friendly and tell you you should have your safety glasses on, but you will be greeted with a yellow card when you get here, right? At this point, everyone's been warned. In that area, you must have your safety glasses. Queuing tables. Queuing tables are on the outsides again, behind the fields where you're going to be queuing, so please be aware where they are. And then we do want you to enter, go around the outside, and then come through the front, right? So you are going to enter the field from the outside of the fields. Driver's buttons, make sure that you have them. And if someone is missing them, you need to come and see me real soon. And then the last thing that I ask is that when you are watching matches, use the sides. If you're in front, you need to stay low so the people sitting can see. Please, we do not want a bunch of people standing up in front of the field. We're going to try and make the viewing as easily as possible. You got anything? Okay, I am good. Does anyone have any questions about anything before we start opening ceremonies? Very good, guys. All right, here comes opening ceremonies. We're going to get started.
Check 1, 2. Headset check 1, 2. All right, I think everything is in working order. Good morning, Vernon. Wow, I actually got a response today. Welcome to Connecticut First Tech Challenge, 5th qualifier of the season here at Vernon Center Middle School. While it may be cold enough outside to freeze the hair off your head, the action we will witness here today should hopefully help us stave off this sub-zero chill. But today is really special because of another reason, because we are not the only gracious professionalism practitioners here today. Across the way in the nearby auditorium, just outside the door, we have a selection of the state's first LEGO League Challenge teams holding a off-season scrimmage for their season's challenge of Unearthed. This is all part of the collective event that is known as the Tallinn County Robotics Rumble. So please, I want to thank the Tallinn County Robotics Foundation and the staff and faculty of Vernon Center Middle School for being our gracious and professional host here today. To help meet this season's challenge of first age, every student took a step into the world of archaeology and maybe anthropology, uncovering the stories hidden in the relics of our distant past. Together, they will take on the thrilling challenges inspired by the science of discovery. With that, I want to thank our season sponsor, RTX, and if you want to know how modern technology is being applied to archaeology, take a look up at the screen as we show a special video on how RTX is implementing those machines.
Welcome, First Tech Challenge teams, and congratulations on advancing to this level of the Decode season. This is an amazing program. Nearly 100,000 students across 81 countries develop STEM skills, practice engineering principles, and explore the value of teamwork in First Tech Challenge. Through the RTX collaboration with FIRST, we hope our work inspires you to think about how technology can be used to not only prepare for the future, but to also learn from the past. Now my colleague Amanda will show you some incredible technologies that are currently being used by archaeologists.
Check it.
Thanks, Dantea. Here in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, RTX's underwater acoustics capability is similar to the technology archaeologists use to locate, image, and map ancient sites and artifacts. Synthetic aperture sonar uses an artificial array of transducers to scan the seafloor, collecting data to form an ultra-high resolution picture. These images reveal the shape and size of objects, like shipwrecks, in much more detail than traditional sonars. And from the sky, archaeologists use remote sensing techniques to research past societies and cultures. RTX unlocked the next generation of remote sensing by using digital engineering to produce sensors that are smaller, lighter, and more capable for a variety of Earth observation missions. Traveling on satellites, these imaging instruments provide maximum resolution imagery from space. Working with NASA, RTX is designing a new remote sensing instrument to identify land patterns like crop production, mineral mapping, and forest management. Right now, RTX engineers work in 30 countries, focused on things like advanced avionics, directed energy, electric propulsion, hypersonics, and quantum physics.
These are only a few of our industry-leading projects at RTX that allow us to see further and in more detail than ever before. Working with this year's First Tech Challenge teams has been energizing and impactful, and your passion for inventing is second to none. Whatever the outcome of today's competition, you're all having an impact. Best of luck, teams.
Students, there is one thing I want you to be aware of. Being a member of the FIRST family doesn't have to end with your graduation. With numerous opportunities to volunteer throughout the year, make new connections with friends and professionals alike, our alumni will always have a place in this community. In fact, volunteering at events, such as this one, is a great way to stay involved. We've got a couple more competitions for FTC coming down in the next couple weeks, and we have got an entire FRC season coming in March that could always use more volunteers. You want to take a closer look? Look up your account at the FIRST dashboard at firstinspires.org. Speaking of alumni, many of them are giving their time and effort here today to help this event run smoothly. So at this time, I invite every single FIRST alumni in the building to stand, wave your hands, and let the students thank you for your continued involvement here. Well, that's just about most of the people behind me. But also, I also want to recognize those about to become FIRST alumni, our seniors, who Decode will be your last season as a student. So those of you sitting down are graduating seniors. I invite you to rise and be recognized yourselves as you take the next step in your journeys. We hope to see you volunteering at events like this in the future. Now, many individuals, students, and adults are able to enjoy a First Tech Challenge competition thanks to the continued dedication of the parents, coaches, other mentors, and event volunteers who make the journey from build to competition possible. Students, another round of applause for those adults that have helped bring you here today. Just a couple moments ago, I mentioned a term called gracious professionalism practitioners. Gracious professionalism is, of course, the ethos of FIRST. We ask that everyone here today to honor that. That essentially means doing your best work whilst respecting and valuing the efforts of every single other team and individual at this event. Who better to explain this unique term than our First Tech Challenge program directors, Rachel and Colin, with another video coming up on the screen.
I'm Rachel and this is Colin. We're both FIRST alumni and together we lead First Tech Challenge. We'd like to talk about something that's important and part of the ethos of FIRST programs, gracious professionalism.
If you've never heard the term before, gracious professionalism is kind of like good sportsmanship. But instead of only describing how to behave when you compete, it can apply to all aspects of your life. Gracious professionalism is a way of doing things that encourages high-quality work, emphasizes the value of others, and shows respect for individuals and the community.
FIRST is a small cross-section of the real-life opportunities that each of you will have to make decisions which reflect gracious professionalism. Practicing gracious professionalism doesn't have to be large, sweeping gestures. Instead, it's the little choices that each of us makes when no one is watching that all combine and fuse together to form our collective culture. You already know how to compete hard, and you know how to be kind. Think about how your actions make others feel and how that makes you feel.
Your team probably plans strategy before the season and before each match. You can do the same exercise for how you will handle challenging interpersonal situations that might come up throughout the season. You won't always get it right, and that's okay, because gracious professionalism is a journey, not a destination. It's something we should strive to practice every day. When we make a mistake, we should own it, offer a sincere apology, and attempt to make amends. Then, find ways to do better in the future.
FIRST can be challenging. It's supposed to be. And that means that at times during this season, you may feel pressure and experience stress. In those difficult times, it might seem easier to be selfish or only take your own interests into account. After all, even if you do everything the right way, there's only a handful of teams that will win their last match of the season and be celebrated as world champions. But while there's a limited number of championship trophies, there's no such limit on the number of teams who will have a successful season. Don't waste your time on being envious of others' success. Ask questions, challenge yourself, learn from others, and share your own knowledge.
FIRST programs would not be possible without the time committed by tens of thousands of caring adult volunteers, including team coaches and mentors. As FIRST alumni, we know the impact that mentors and coaches can have on a young person's life. Mentors and coaches are key to establishing and maintaining a team culture. On behalf of more than 100,000 FIRST Tech Challenge students, thank you for all that you do. Aristotle once said, "Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all." This season, we hope you have the opportunity to educate both. Good luck.
Thank you again to Rachel and Colin, our First Tech Challenge program directors. Here in Connecticut, we have a very unique supporter from over the course of the past couple seasons. They have provided the capital necessary to cover team registration costs for both First Tech Challenge and First Robotics competition teams around the state. Let's take a look back up at the screen to learn a bit more about Ready CT. I am especially grateful. Speaking of challenges, those behind the First Tech Challenge create a wonderful game for each season. This year's challenge of Decode, presented by RTX, teams will investigate the power of our world's artifacts. For those who are still a bit unfamiliar with the game, we have got our game animation to help explain what happens during a match.
Welcome to the First Tech Challenge 2025-2026 season game, Decode, presented by RTX. Decode is played by 4 randomly selected teams. 18-inch sizing cube. Robots and their extensions must remain within the 18-inch sizing cube until the endgame. The game is played on a 12-foot square playing field with a foam tile floor and 1-foot-high walls. On the playing field is a red Alliance goal and a blue Alliance goal. At the exit of each goal is the classifier ramp and a gate. April tags are located on the goal to assist with targeting.
On the field, there are 24 purple artifacts and 12 green artifacts.
Robots start each match in one of 2 locations and can hold up to 3 artifacts. At the start of each match, a motif made up of 3 artifacts is randomly selected and indicated on the obelisk. During the first 30 seconds of the match, robots are autonomous. Robots can use sensors to decode the motif, leave the starting line, and score it to the classifier ramp, earn points. Once the classifier is full, any additional overflow will score, but will earn fewer points. At the end of auto, alliances earn additional points if the artifacts in the classifier match the motif pattern. During the following, continue to score in their goal, open the gate to clear the classifier, and collect artifacts. Has been a summary of this season's game, Decode, presented by RTX. For complete rules, please read the competition manual, and always remember to demonstrate the first ethos of gracious professionalism. Good luck, teams, and have a great season.
Student teams' efforts here today. They will continue their work observing matches, interviewing you in your pits, and we can't wait to look forward to their results during our playoffs and awards ceremony this afternoon. Our next group is, of course, the robot volunteers. Control system advisor and all of our robot inspectors. These are the techies that know the ins and outs of your makes it to And finally, the group that dreams and wears black and white. They are our referees. They help ensure fair match play and make sure you are all playing within the rules. As I will echo today, their rulings of the head referee are final, and we will not allow any picture or video replays. If you do have a question about something that happened during the match, please send your student representatives to the respective question box right by the field. So, this is how the day is going to flow. After opening ceremonies is done, we will head right into our qualification rounds. Once those are complete, our top-ranked teams will be sent up here for alliance selection, where they will pick their partners for our upcoming playoff tournament this afternoon. And during these playoffs, we will continue to celebrate teams' efforts by starting to give out our awards as we eventually wrap up the day with our final awards ceremony, crowning our champion and our Inspire Award winner. But before we truly begin, everyone, I want you to take a moment to be mindful of safety. It is a big facet as part of the first program, and as I like to say, safety first, with first. Please take note of the nearest exits out of the gymnasium and out of the building. In the event of an emergency, it helps to have a planned gathering space for your team. Should such an emergency happen, please keep your attention and focus up for updates and announcements. Everyone is responsible for safety, so please keep the exits and our walkways here. This is clear. This is a very small space we're squeezing into, so we would love it if we could make it through the day injury-free. Also, within the pits or anywhere in the building, should you see a possible safety hazard, you can either take the time to correct that issue immediately or contact an adult or someone within pit admin. Another important thing to note is, of course, mental safety. Everyone here deserves a safe, fun, and nurturing experience with the First Tech Challenge. We are a community that continues to look out for one another. So, should you see someone having a bit of a struggle during the events of today, please take the moment to check in, ask if there is anything you can do to help. With that said, I now invite everyone to rise, remove your hats as we hear our national anthem. Competitors and spectators, this concludes our opening ceremonies. It is time to start our qualification rounds. Match number one will begin in about 10 minutes. 3367. Blue Alliance, we've got 1, 4, 3, 4, 5.
Windsor's Pride, Ross's Universal Robots, also from Loomis Chaffee.
And their partners, 2, 3, 3, 6, 7.
Wrapping up this alliance, it is the Cyberbolts from Southington, Connecticut.
Field is set, tablets are set, and the timer is ready. We'll start with the drivers in their lines. 3, 2, 1, go!
Let's kick off qualification match 2 over here at the Vernon Qualifier. We're starting off in the autonomous period, and I have a question to ask. Why did the robot cross the auto line? To get the auto points. And we're seeing a lot of teams are doing that with almost every single robot crossing the line with 14, 3, 4, 5 trying to shoot those artifacts. It looks like they're going to try and open up the gate, and they are successful. Looking over onto the Red Alliance, we have the Armored Artemises trying to park in their base, actually trying to get some more artifacts to shoot into their scoring objective. We're coming up onto the last few seconds of this autonomous period, and we're going to see if these teams have it in the right spot for them to continue their strategy.
3, 2, 1.
All right, in the words of the wise, let's cook. All right, we have Hax Robotics trying to line up their shot over on the Red Alliance with 16008 trying to get some of those more artifacts. 23367, these Cyberbolts are trying their best to try and keep scoring those artifacts, and they are doing a wonderful job. Ross's Universal Robots is trying to keep scoring those objectives as well, but they're trying to hit me, and unfortunately they are missing. All right, we have some more human player action trying to put some of those artifacts in their alliance. All right, we are coming up on the last minute 30 of this match, and we have so much more gameplay. It looks like Hax is trying to get into that far scoring objective where the tape is to try and see if they can get a long shot. With 23367 trying to steal some more artifacts from their human player station. Armored Artemises, on the other hand, is trying to shoot with their amazing turret. Turrets are a really amazing thing for this year, and it looks like some other teams on this field are modifying for the same thing. We're seeing some really awesome code and sensors and programming, and we're really seeing what these seasons have accumulated to in this moment. All right, Armored Artemises get some more artifacts and is going to try and score it into the Red Alliance. It looks like 14345 is trying to line up their shot with an artifact just barely in their intake. And while they're not able to get it, they're still going to try and score those artifacts even more. All right, let's see what Hax is trying to do. Hax is trying to get another artifact, and I think they have all 3 of them into their robot, which means that they are going to be able to score. But we're seeing some defense coming out from Ross's Universal Robots. It looks like there's a little bit of a traffic jam. I wonder if Google is going to say that on their Google Maps over on the Red Alliance. It looks like the Armored Artists are trying to shoot, but Ross is trying to play some defense. All right, last few seconds, which means that this is the end game. Teams are going to try go into their base to try and see if they can score either points. Either double full, full and partial, or just 2 partials. It looks like Hax has a really nice parking spot, and they're going to try and stay there with Ross trying to do the same. Artemises are going to try and see if they can get into the square for that partial. And that is the end of the match. Results will be posted shortly.
We'll see the results of that match coming shortly. We're going to move back to field number 1 for true match number 1. We know our competitors. The field is randomized. We are all clear on the field, and with the timer, we'll start this match with the drivers in their lines. 3, 2, 1, go!
Are you getting a sense of deja vu, or are we here for our qualification match number 1? After some technical difficulties, it looks like we are going to be starting this match. It looks like 17703 is going to try and shoot those artifacts. 24467 is trying to reciprocate the same over on their blue alliance. And it looks like a lot of teams have already moved off of their starting line, which gives them the autonomous point specifically for moving off of the line. Unfortunately, not the ranking point, though, as that's what those artifacts are there for. 24467 is going to try and park over at their side and put them in a good starting position.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, teleoperated period. Drivers take control of their robots, and they are going to try their best to start scoring. 24467 is going to try and volley these artifacts over onto the Blue Alliance side. Meanwhile, it looks like their partners is going to try and get some more artifacts so that they can start scoring. Their partners is the Robo Devils and the Robo Demons working together flawlessly. Over on the Red Alliance side, we're going to see Hotchkiss going to try and line up their shots, and they are going to try and get some more artifacts for their turret. Red Alliance also has Peregrines trying to go over to their human player station to try and grab some more artifacts in their way. It looks like 2 artifacts are volleyed, and they are successful in getting it into the scoring objective. It looks like we're also going to see some long court shots coming over from the Robo Devils trying to score. And although one of them gets into the scoring objective, it proves very effective that long court shots can be the best for some of our cycle times. All right, shots are going in left, right, and center. We're going to start seeing some defense in the center. We're going to be seeing Robo Devils is going to try and tapping Hotchkiss Gearcats A. All right, more artifacts are being thrown, and we are actually seeing that a lot of it is happening. We have 9 artifacts that have been scored over on the Red Alliance, and same thing over on the Blue Alliance. Whew. Missed those shots there. At least at me. At 17703, they're going to try and line up the shots, and they have amazing aim. We're going to be seeing the same reciprocated over on the Blue Alliance side with the Robo Devils trying to make those long court shots. All right, that bell means that we are hitting the end game. These teams need to start thinking, do they want to keep scoring? Do they want to park in their base? It looks like Robo Demons is going to be trying to park in their base while their partners Devils is going to be scoring some more. It looks like Gearcats A and Peregrines are trying to fully park in the center, or at least partially. That's the end of the match. We will be seeing results shortly. All right, and the results of match 2 are going to be posted. And it is going to be a Red Alliance victory with a score of 142-79. It looks like artifacts really made the difference over on the Red Alliance side. It really does show that if you keep your scoring area open, you can keep scoring those 3-point shots. I would also like to note that the Red Alliance is getting 4 ranking points, and the Blue Alliance is going to be getting 2. Teams need to think about their ranking points, where they're going to be placing, as we're going to get later on for maybe picking position, though I don't think we're that far there yet. We're just here vibing and enjoying the time and, you know. All right, let's see the results for qualification match number 1. And it is in favor of the Blue Alliance with a score of 81-68. Blue takes home 3 ranking points. Red Alliance takes home 1, which is still a valiant effort.
With technical difficulties resolved, we're going to stay on field number 1 for qualification match number 3. Who have we got on the Red Alliance for their first match? We got 15668.
One of the prides of Middletown, Connecticut. It is the Full Metal Kestrels from Xavier High School.
We have 11 rookie teams this season in Connecticut, and one of them is on the Red Alliance. It's 30393.
From New London, Connecticut, it is the Lumens Cubed from Southeastern Connecticut Robotics.
Making up our Blue Alliance, it's 8699.
From Danbury, Connecticut, it is the League of Extraordinary Roboticists.
And we've got another rookie on this Blue Alliance, it's 31639.
Norwich, Connecticut has Rose City Robotics from Integrated Day Charter School.
Motif randomized. Timer is set. Field is clear. Match 3 will begin with the drivers and the lines. 3, 2, 1, go!
Qualification match 3, everybody. Let's see what we got. And a lot of artifacts are going to be flying already. Coming in from Lumen's Cube, they are going to be over on the red side, trying to score 3 artifacts every time. The Blue Alliance with the League of Extraordinary Roboticists is going to try and do the same with trying to get all of their placed artifacts that were already on the field. A lot of balls are flying, and honestly, I am finding myself playing dodgeball here. All right, it looks like Lumen Cube is going to try one more time to try and get some artifacts from their gate outside, from their secret tunnel.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Tally-up. It is the tele-operated period, everyone. That means you must take control of your robots, and all 4 robots are going to respond from their nap. All right, we are going to see a lot of long-range shots coming over from the Full Metal Kestrels with a suspiciously teal robot chassis. Over on the Blue Alliance, it looks like the League of Extraordinary Roboticists and their partners, Rose City Robotics, are going to try and make some long court shots. Actually, it looks like the League of Extraordinary Roboticists is going to try to get close to try and ensure that all those artifacts are going to go into their gate. We're seeing some more long court shots coming over from the Kestrels over there, and trying to play some defense at the same exact time. Multitasking in this game and trying to get the most cycles in your match is really important. All right, it looks like a lot of teams are going to be trying to line up over on the far corner near where the referees are to try and score their points. It looks like over on the blue side they have a full gate. If you have a full gate and you actually are able to get the motif down, that is a lot of bonus points. But it looks like Blue Alliance is going to reset that. Red Alliance is going to try and do the same thing. And although those shots are missing, they are making the distance. There's so many things for scouters to try and see for these matches. They're going to try and see long court shots, short court shots, trying to see their accuracy. All these things are going to be really important. So it is time for these teams to show their stuff. All right, coming up on the last 30 seconds of the game, we are going to be hearing that bell soon. These teams need to start deciding, are they going to park in their base or are they going to keep trying to score? Because right now, there's a lot of scoring potential on both ends right now. That's the bell. What are teams going to do? All right, it looks like the League of Extraordinary Roboticists is going to try one more time to score into their game objective. Meanwhile, the Kestrels are going to try and get that full park over on their side. Lumen's Cubed is going to try and get those cycle times even more over on their red side, but although they missed the shot, it looks like there might be a park. We'll be back with our match results.
With that, we're gonna wait for the results of match number 3 to be calculated. So let's meet our competitors for qualification match number 4. Starting off our Red Alliance, we have team 24611.
From Farmington, Connecticut, it is the Robathletes.
Their partners sharpening their claws, it's 26656.
Suffield, Connecticut has the Suffield Tiger Works.
We've got 2 more of our season's rookies on our Blue Alliance, starting with 32703.
Farmington, Connecticut has the Quantum Alphas.
And their partners in the bright orange, 32137.
Woket, Connecticut has Team Max 2.
And that's the all-clear signal we've been waiting for. Match 4 begins with the drivers and their lines. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, qualification 4, everybody. Let's see what happens. It looks like some teams are going to try and move off of their auto line. And we're seeing a lot of shots are trying to be attempted from the far side. All right, it looks like Robathletes is going to try and get those artifacts that are close to them to try and shoot up a second shot with their turret. We see some intakes are going and some shooting potential from over at the far side. And we'll see some more auto lines being moved off. I would like to give a shout out to the volunteers for all of the catching and throwing they're going to have to do.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, we are at the teleoperated period, folks. Drivers need to start thinking about where they're going to want to do, what the strategies are going to be. All right, we're going to see a lot of teams go over to their Cuban player station to try and get some more artifacts for more scoring potential. 26656, Suffield Tiger Works is going to try and aim for those shots, and although that they miss, they actually make the distance. Looks like Robathletes is going to try and do the same over on the far side. However, it looks like they get some defense from Team Max 2. A lot of teams this year are actually running some form of turret. Turrets allow teams to pick which artifacts that they want to do, and also with the pattern to try and achieve that motif ranking point. All right, it looks like we have some more shots are being attempted over on the Red Alliance. They're going to try and get some more artifacts. It looks like that is what Robathletes is trying to do. And it looks like Team Max 2 is going to score 1. And 2 artifacts over from their far shooting side. All right, Robathletes is going to try once again to try and score those artifacts, and they do an amazing job. Suffield Tiger Works is going to try and do the same to put themselves in prime scoring position. Over on the Blue Alliance side, Team Max 2 is going to go back to their far scoring side. And it looks like Quantum Alphas as well is going to be near their scoring objective to try and shoot and get their accuracy going. However, it looks like they are getting defensed on. Defense is a unique aspect for this year's game, as it is kind of more lax than usual. So we're going to see a lot of teams have their strategies rely on trying to disrupt the other alliance, within gracious professionalism, of course. All right, teams are going to go back into their Cuban player stations to try and get more opportunities. All right, it is the end game, folks. It looks like teams are going to try and figure out if they're going to go into their base or if they're going to start scoring. Robathletes is going to try their best to score their shots. However, that defense proved that they had a hard time doing so. These teams are going to try and figure out how they can get a full and a partial or double partials into their bases. That's the end of the match, and we will see the results posted shortly. And we have the results for match number 3. This victory is going to go to the Red Alliance with a score of 146-70, earning the event high score. It looks like they are taking home 4 ranking points for the autonomous and a match win. Over on the Blue Alliance, while they did not take home any ranking points, they showed a valiant effort with getting the pattern and the artifact. All right, we'll see you for match 5.
On our way back over to field number 1 for qualification match number 5 of 33 here at Vernon. Our Red Alliance starts off with 70-34.
The pride of Wilton, Connecticut. It is Singularity Technology from the Wilton Library.
And another one of our fantastic rookie teams, it's 31950.
From East Haddam, Connecticut, it is unadulterated loading from the Franklin Academy.
And we've got another double rookie alliance for blue with 31567.
Avon, Connecticut with the Robot Optimus Prime. It is the Nuts and Bolts.
And our final competitor in this match, 30391.
A community team from Trumbull, Connecticut. It is Penguin Robotics.
All is set and clear on field number 1. Match 5 will begin with the drivers in their lines. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, let's cook for qualification match number 5. It looks like a lot of teams are going to try and move off of their autonomous line. And we see some shots being attempted over on the Red Alliance side from Nuts and Bolts. Over on the Blue Line side, though, it looks like sorry, I apologize. It looks like over on the Red Alliance side, it is unadulterated loading. Over on the Blue Lines, it looks like Nuts and Bolts is going to try and attempt their shots. And it looks like one of them makes it into the goal.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, as we go into this teleoperated period, we're going to see a lot of strategies come out from these alliances. Over on the Red Alliance side, it looks like they are going to try and score as much as possible. So we're going to be seeing these teams trying to get the perfect angle. Blue Line side reciprocates this strategy, however, as Nuts and Bolts tries to volley some more artifacts into the goal. All right, it looks like over on the Red Alliance side, we see an amazing open turret coming out from Singularity. They're going to try and shoot, and it looks like they almost get into the goal. Red Alliance is going to try and do the same, and they get 2 purple artifacts going in. They're going to retreat back over to their human player station to try and get some more artifacts going so they can keep shooting. A lot of teams rely on a human player strategy where they go over to the human player station to get some more artifacts in. A lot of teams try to have an intake that let them intake artifacts wherever they are on the field. And we see a lot of these unique robot designs coming out from the teams. It looks like over on Blue Alliance, they decided that they want to empty their gate to try and get more points. All right, and we see Penguin Robotics is going to try and put some more artifacts in. And even though one scored, it shot itself out and was not able to pass through one of the gates. Therefore, it does not count. However, it is going to sit nice and pretty into their gate, though. We see some more shots being volleyed over on the Blue Alliance side. It is a team effort between Nuts and Bolts and Penguin Robotics. Over on the Red Alliance side, though, it looks like unadulterated loading has their artifacts, and they are going to try and score it. Same goes with Singularity Technology. One goes into the goal. Maybe we'll see a second one. All right, it is the end game. Teams, start thinking about: do you want to park in the base? Do you want to keep scoring? It is a great match, everybody. All right, and it looks like we're going to see Penguin try to attempt the full box. But their alliance partners is going to try and go in and try and even get a partial. It looks like same can be said on the Red Alliance, and that is the end of the match. All right, the results for qualification match 4 is posted. It is a Blue Alliance win with a score of 85-43, and it looks like foul points did indeed make the difference. Over on the blue side, we see 4 ranking points, and over on the Red Alliance side, we see, unfortunately, none. However, these teams have shown an amazing artifact and base bonus.
As we randomize field number 2 for qualification match number 6, let's meet our competitors here, starting with 23366.
From Southington High School, it is the Cyber Squires.
And their partners, it's 18366.
With their robot, the Stein, it is Robolution as a community team.
Our Blue Alliance has fossils come to life, it's 12923.
With their robot Techno from Farmington, Connecticut, it is the Techno T-Rexes.
And the final competitor for this match, 13251.
From New Milford, Connecticut, from the Canterbury School, it is the Cyber Saints.
All clear and all set for match number 6. We'll begin with the drivers in the line. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, let's see qualification match number 6, everyone. These are proving to be some amazing matches, everybody. I hope you're having some fun. It looks like over on the Red Alliance side, we're going to see the Cyber Squires try to score some goals, and it looks like Blue Alliance is trying to do the same exact thing. We're going to see a lot of these teams try to get these artifacts that are already on the ground reset by our amazing field resetters. They're going to try and go back into their scoring area, and unfortunately, I am not the goal. But we're seeing a lot of these long court shots being made. A lot of teams are deciding that it will be shorter cycle time.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
All right, let's go into the teleoperated period. We're going to see another traffic jam happening near the Blue Alliance partner station. And it looks like we're going to start seeing some more defense coming out from the Cyber Saints, trying to disrupt the Red Alliance from scoring effectively. It looks like Revolution's going to try and get their shot, but it looks like their partner over on the Blue Alliance, the Techno T-Rex, is going to try and make their shot over in their goal, and it works. We're going to see both a purple and a green over in their gate. On the Red Alliance side, we are seeing that the Cyber Squires are going to try and score into their goal. And unfortunately, while they miss, we see that they are starting to have some really good accuracy. Blue Alliance has the same exact thing from the Techno T-Rexes when they try to go back into their human player station. All right, we are starting to see over on the Red Alliance side, there's actually a large amount of artifacts over on the Red Alliance station. And we're going to see these teams are going to try and score into their scoring objective. A lot of these teams are going to try and hold many artifacts at the same time to try and maximize their scoring capabilities as they shoot. For example, over on the Blue Alliance side, the Techno T-Rexes have a double shooter, which means that they can have 3 artifacts in 2 separate chambers, or 2 artifacts, and they can score them simultaneously. Red Alliance has something similar with their partner 18366, the Robolution. Cyber Squires has something very similar. They